What's up, guys? Nick here, and today I'm going to be talking about Loma Prieta's fourth album, I.V. Loma Prieta is a screamo, emo, post-hardcore, whatever you want to call them, band, that create a very nice blend of screamo and hardcore punk. More screamo than hardcore punk, but the hardcore punk influence is there. They released this album this year, 2012, on Death Wish Records, and on this record, they took a totally different approach than they did before. It was still very much Loma Prieta. It was very much Loma Prieta fashion, but it was a lot more abrasive, a lot more harsh on the ears, and just a lot more in your face than a lot of their previous records. If you look at their first record, Last City, to now, the albums that came in between that time got increasingly abrasive and increasingly harsh, and it's definitely a sound that they hinted at and built up, in between these two records. But I think out of all those records, this one does the best job of it. This record has a very nice way of combining beauty and sadness and despair and all these really bleak emotions with just anger and just intensity and harshness, and it mixes them so well. It really gives this album a nice cohesive feel that carries you through the 10 tracks, all ranging from like 50 seconds to like 2 minutes. These are short tracks, they fly by in a very punked out manner, but that doesn't mean that they're limited in their progression. These songs have a lot of change, there's a lot of variety. You're not getting the same stale song over and over and over again, and that's one of the highlights of this record. Just a lot of very nice, emotional, screamo songs that are tasteful. They never get too dramatic, they never get too over the top, and the harshness isn't too much to handle. It's perfect. It's harsh. It's intense. Some blast beats make their way on here. There's some grind influence. It's just a very potent mix. It's a very even blend, and yeah, that just gives this album a lot of urgency and a lot of passion. The riffs on here too are very nice. There's some slower, more depressing sort of riffs that come off sounding very sad, very desperate, very overwhelmed. Some are very paranoid, and they just sound emotional. They sound like emo riffs. They take on that classic post-hardcore sound without becoming too sugary. They never become too dramatic. And that's the one thing that I can't shake about this album. It always keeps a nice, emotional middle ground. You know what I mean? And that keeps it from getting stale. The drum work on this album is another thing I wanted to hit on. It's fantastic. It's just, there's nothing flashy about it. There's no crazy fills. I mean, there is, but the drummer never goes over the top. They're just very solid, very heavy. They complement the bass. The bass is ridiculous. Not just the tone, but just the momentum of the drums and the bass. This album has a really nice bottom end. And because of that bottom end, and and you know, these just crunchy, wailing sandpaper guitar tones. It just gives this album such a dark undertone, but the emotional vocals and the passionate lyrics give it a sense of beauty and just a sense of passionate warmness and just this emotional backdrop, and it's like it's amazing. I've never heard post-hardcore done in such a tasteful manner, and they're not switching from nice sounds to hardcore sounds. They blend them, and it works so fantastically. It's just a really great sound that I'm really into. The lyrics are great, you know, hitting on a lot of normalcies, you know, a lot of things that you hear in a lot of post-hardcore lyrics and a lot of emo lyrics. Nothing so surprising, but, you know, definitely some insightful lyrics that make you care about the singer. You know, you feel like you're getting to know him as you ride through this album. Great guitar work, abrasive sounds, noisy builds up, you know, slow, melodic, sad, depressing, lows, just a lot of variety, just a great album. I don't know what else to say. Great guitar work, great drums, great bass, a potent blend of, you know, some grind, and there's just so many different things thrown in there, some hardcore punk. It's just a great listen. I enjoyed it. And if I had to, you know, give it a rating, I'd have to say 9.3, 9.4. This is just a fantastic record that even if you're not in love with post-hardcore music, you owe it to yourself. If you're into grind and even some metal, you know, there's some power violence-esque riffing on here. It's just great. It's fantastic. So yeah, you know, you should definitely check it out. Loma Prieta I.V. Nick here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of the video. And it's getting a bit long, so I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.